Gus Malzahn, the Auburn head coach, joining us on the program. Coach, how are you today?
Hey, doing good, Dan.
Can you give me the play that was called against Georgia? What was that final touchdown? What's the actual name of the play?
Yeah, it's just a play we call Little Rock, and it's just a deep post over the top, intermediate dig, and then we got three different check downs at different levels, and so the quarterback has a three, read progression.
And when the ball's in the air, what are you thinking?
Well, he took a chance. He took a shot over the top right there, and of course, it turned out for us. I was looking at the dig specifically, but the ball went in the air, and I kind of followed it, and it was tipped. And of course, our guy made a great play.
We were just talking about Jason Kidd under fire as the Brooklyn Nets head coach, and I was talking about some guys don't have to play the game to understand the game better than those who did. Here's a guy who played at a Hall of Fame level at point guard. When did you realize you were really good at understanding offenses?
Well, I've always, grew up loving football and being around it, and I always knew I wanted to coach. And got a chance to coach high school football for 15 years, learned a lot from a lot of great high school coaches, and then I got the opportunity to come in college. So I just feel very blessed, and I think anytime you do something for a long period of time, you get more and more comfortable with it.
But were you one of those guys who would be designing plays instead of listening in class?
I was probably guilty of that. There was probably numerous times growing up I was guilty of that one.
The NFL coaches, have you had those guys who have picked your brains?
I've got pretty good relationships with quite a few of them, and we'll talk from time to time. And as a coach, you're always trying to find new ideas to make yourself better within what you do, and so we share ideas with some people from time to time.
And who's your coach that you probably spend more time with, NFL coach?
Oh gosh, no one in particular as far as just one guy. It's just from time to time, go visit different people or they'll visit us.
When did the 5 wide start? When did that become part of college and or high school?
Yeah, of course. I think I was back in high school when the big 7-on-7 craze started. In high school, and I think you saw it carry over to college, and that was probably early to late 90s. That you saw it kind of going there with a lot of people spreading it out, and then of course a lot of quarterbacks in high school, that's what they did, and it was more natural for them to get in college. And I just think every year you see, more effects of that.
Where are we going with this?
Well, football's an interesting game, and it kind of goes in cycles. And a lot of times you see old things even come back. And so I just think, whatever's hot at the time, a lot of people do it, and then somebody else will have something, they'll kind of go back to it.
Yeah, but I believe it's all cyclical, that, eventually you'll say, oh, how about this? But I look at Auburn or Alabama and I look at Stanford. They haven't bought into that. Why is it those programs, and they've been successful, that's back to Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler's style of offense?
Yeah, I think, as a coach, you've got to have your philosophy. You've got to believe in it, and you've got to recruit specifically for that philosophy. And if you can recruit well enough, just about anything will work. And I think you see that with some programs, around the country.
You already started studying Alabama?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. It's great that we have an off week that we can kind of heal up, and the same time, get a head start on them. They're a very good team with a lot of talent.
You ever turned off the video that, like, you've seen too much and it makes you nervous a little bit that somebody's that good?
Well, as a coach, you get a chance to break everything down and watch the different personnel and watch what they do. And of course, they're number one team in the country, and they've earned that.
Do you match wits with Saban?
Well, I think as a coach, you're always trying to give your team the best advantage, the best chance of being successful, and you're always trying to strategically do that. So I think anytime you coach against anyone, both guys are trying to put their guys in the best place or best situation to be successful. But at the end of the day, it's a player's game.
Can you be friends with Saban?
I believe we both have respect for each other professionally. Got a lot of respect for him. He's done a great job at that place, and he's one of the best in the business.
Can you be friends with him?
I think you have your friends within your own profession, just like any profession.
Johnny Manziel, what you saw. Can you script that? Can you game plan for that? Can you defend it?
No, you can't game plan for him. He's, I've been coaching a long time, and I've never coached against anybody like him. he's unbelievable. He's very good within his system, but when things break down, he's probably even at his best, and he's a handful.
I keep saying, and I've said this for the last year, if I'm a team like Jacksonville and I want to bring in somebody who's the face of the franchise, I would draft Johnny Manziel, number one. Like I think that I know that you have to do a lot of different things. There has to be an infrastructure there with him, but if you turn it over to him and let him go, can that style be successful in the NFL?
Well, I think if anybody's successful in the SEC, it can definitely carry over to the NFL, and what he's done is amazing. And I've got a chance to coach against a lot of really good players, and he's right up there, if not at the top.
Best quarterback you've seen?
I would say best player probably. I mean, he's different. He's not just a quarterback. I mean, he's different.
Oh, so he's the best player overall that you've seen?
that we played against. I'd have to say that.
What about the best quarterback that you've ever either coached with or against in your career?
It's really hard to pick one. I've been blessed to coach some great guys, and I've been blessed to coach against some great quarterbacks. It's hard to pick one. I know Cam Newton is a guy everybody will think about because he's the most talented guy that I've ever been around or ever seen, and I just think the sky's the limit for the guy.
Yeah, and I'm watching Cam now, and there's a different Cam out there on the field. I don't know if you watched the Monday night game with the Patriots, but there's a feel of this is a running team, and he's picking his spots as opposed to his first year where he was basically back at Auburn.
Yeah, he has great potential. He's a great leader. He's one of the toughest guys I've ever coached, and when he gets his mind set on something, he can't be stopped. So if he keeps that same focus and that same drive, he'll have a chance to be one of the best to ever play.
Well, good luck. Have fun on the off week there, and good luck against Alabama. Thank you, Gus.
Hey, thank you, Dan.
All right, Gus Malzahn, the Auburn head coach.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.